Chat with me. My name is Dr. TK, and today we are going to talk about the power of using your voice and doing a private podcast feed. And so super excited to talk about this topic. So let's go ahead and hop in. Hey, my name is Dr. TK, and welcome to the Abundant Creator Podcast. On this podcast show, we will uncover prosperous tools to help you become the CEO of your business and your life. I am a mom and wife who merged my knowledge as a clinical psychologist and professor for over 20 years into building a multi-six-figure mental health business and seven-figure digital product business serving others and doing what I love. Now, I believe that you can make a wildly abundant living unapologetically while also dreaming big, enjoying life, and making a huge impact. So if you are ready to achieve your biggest goals, then you are in the right place. So let's get started. All right, y'all. So let's talk about, first of all, what is a private podcast feed? And so think about a private podcast feed as a hidden podcast that no one can find unless you give them the link. You can add people into it manually, which I'll go over. You can have people opt into it. It can be free or paid, but you can use it for a variety of things, which I'll go over some of the ways that I've used private podcasting in my business. But the main reason why I'm sharing it today is that this is one, I'm going to say, secret weapon that a lot of service providers do not know about that can drastically change their digital product library. So I've heard the following: I don't want to be on video. I don't like my voice. I don't talk right when I'm on video. I hear that from mental health providers. And I get it. However, if you do telehealth, you are on video. You see yourself talking to another client. They hear your voice all the time. Even though I get it, there's no replay button. There is no recording. But at the end of the day, you're already on camera, but I know it feels different. On the other hand, I know a good amount of therapists that are really, really good with their voice, and they can de-escalate someone, decompress, like, someone's negative state and make them feel zen, make them feel good. And every time I hear that person's voice, it's different people I've encountered with, I will say something like, oh my gosh, I have an idea. And even if they're not ready to entertain the idea, I just say, hear me out. I know that at one point you expressed interest in wanting a digital product. Wouldn't it be so dope if your digital product was your voice? Now, the cool part about it is it does not have to be something that is paid. It can be something in addition to what you already offer at therapy. So off the top of my head, as I am driving, I'm first going to tell you some of the ways that you can use a private podcast feed, honestly, as more support in your private practice. And of course, just protect yourself with what you choose to put in your podcast for ethical considerations, meaning you're not having someone do activities that will open up a Pandora's box and you're gone. So let's just say when I went out on maternity leave at 5 months pregnant, which I did, some of my clients didn't want to move over to telehealth at that time. They chose to take a break, but these were also my very long-term clients. And I was like, okay, that's fine. So back then I created like a workbook and I sent it to them and I said, these are a lot of the activities that we've done before. If you find yourself feeling this or going through this, go here. So I gave all of them like their own little syllabus, right? But what would have been so dope in that moment 6 years ago is if I could have, let's just say, recorded 6 months, one every week, affirmations or something around groundedness, mindfulness, just therapeutic tools so that they can constantly hear my voice, because I anticipate they're going to come back to my caseload, maybe, but we don't know when I come back. What if they could have had access to the private podcast feed? I'm not telling them to do something. I'm not having them do a homework assignment. I'm simply going to use it to remind them of the work that they've done. Now, I'm not going to, let's just say, but you could create an individualized podcast feed for everyone. But this is the power of niche. Most of my clients had the same presenting problem. It just showed up differently. So it was mainly anxiety, trauma, and I'm gonna say confidence related to life transition. But ultimately it led into all of this panic attacks. Okay. So I could have created a podcast for that. Another life event is you're going out on break, you're going out on vacation. Again, making sure that whatever you're giving them is not opening up a Pandora's box. Pandora's box simply means that ethically you can't do anything about it if your activity makes them go into a crisis because you're asking some very in-depth baggage questions, okay? So that's one way that you can use it in private practice, and that's just as a support for your client. Now, I would not use that when a client is done with treatment because I wouldn't want to put myself in a liability situation. But that's where the digital product side comes in. So I'm first going to talk about, and this is all a summary, let me know in the description box if you want me to go deeper on one of these topics, and I would greatly do so. I'm first going to talk about the lead generation side, okay? So lead generation is you getting in front of your audience and you warming them up to your expertise, what you can do to solve their problem, but you're doing it in a way that's going to capture their attention. So personally, I have polled my audience in my programs on social media, and I always get the following. 99.9% of my community that is already existing always says that they prefer video. And I get it. But what you say and what you do are two different things. So what I've battled with is recreating something via video based on what my current buyers say, or looking into my course portals, my YouTube stats, and looking at to see, well, who's watching the video or the replay. And if I were to go based off of metrics, I would hands down not do video. I'm not saying ever again, but that wouldn't be my primary modality, because at the end of the day, a lot of mental health providers are, they're busy. They're at their capacity, you know. They are on the go. They are parents. They are spouses. They got different streams of income. They may have a job. They have a lot of stuff going on. And so I thought that private podcast would just be an addition to my lead generator. And I'll give you some examples of how I use it, because it would definitely serve to all different learning styles. Now, a video, you can still hear it, but sometimes when you see the video being played, you may want to stop to watch it, even though you don't see anything on my screen, right? But if I gave you audio, it does require you to listen on a different level because there is no other stimuli. So how I've used it as a lead generator is for my private practice, for my private practice academy, I have had it where I do a live stream, like a series, and then I put the replay on a podcast. That's one way, because not everybody wants to sit in front of a screen. Another way that I've done it, and we're currently doing it like right now in 2024, is I pre-recorded the what I was going to talk about on the live stream, because think about it, when I go live, I have the interaction of the audience. I tend to talk back to my audience. And so what could have been 20 minutes on one segment turns into 40. So when I pre-record stuff, I get straight to the nitty-gritty. I tell them to look at the show notes in the podcast, and then eventually, if they want to join our program, they can take action. They can either enroll, or if the mechanism is getting on my calendar, that's what they do. But ultimately, I'm giving people the power not to feel like they can't get access to the information in the boot camp because they can't come to the live stream. Now, even though my live streams are on replay, again, some people have told themselves, I am a visual learner, therefore I must watch the video. Or if I can't come live, I'm not getting the information. And I really want to do some business therapy around that real quick and ask you, like, if you really want these goals and it's not presented in the way that you desire, but the information is what you need, why are you fighting learning and adapting to a new learning style? All it's going to do is embrace you to be a better business owner, right? So that's one way of lead generation. Another way that I have not tried, but I've talked to my clients about it, is a lot of my clients in the ebook area in digital products, they want to create an email list, which is great. And they want to give people, let's just say, some type of checklist before they get the actual product. And so what if somebody wanted to go over, like, level deliver, right? Like, I over deliver. And what if they not only gave the checklist, but they also gave a link in the checklist? I'm gonna walk you through like a Canva, right? You go to one of the pages, there's a hyperlink on the PDF. It says, even though I know this is great, this is how I talk, I know that sometimes people don't want to write or print this out. Some people don't want to go page by page. Some people may be better at listening to the information and then writing out the answers. So as a bonus, if you would like, I'm going to give you access to a private podcast feed in which I'll walk you through every page of this checklist. So that's over deliver. You don't have to do that, but that just also helps people. If you have a service-based business and you're going to be doing something that does require your voice, I would highly encourage you to mimic what you are going to be doing with them in your program or service before they get in it, right? So like for our boot camps, we like to have some type of online community for them to talk to us during a 1-week boot camp, because when they go into the program, it's going to be an online community where they're going to have a space to ask questions. Okay, we want them to attend a live stream or watch the replay, because that's what they're going to be required to do to consume the information in the course. Okay, so that's lead generation. There's a laundry list of things we can do, but I just want to give you a sneak peek. Now, paid. You can do paid private podcast feeds. It can be you put your ebook as your own, like I'm gonna say Audible, on a private podcast feed. I've seen people have actual $1,000 courses, but you also want to take in consideration the context of what you're talking about. So if I know that majority of the information I'm going to be talking about doesn't require me to show a screen, it doesn't require me to show you any type of graphs, and I'm really just choosing my words wisely to make sure that you can follow, I can just upload a PDF and just talk you through it, because most of it is just a conversation. But if I'm trying to teach you how to build an email funnel, that should have a video. So you just want to consider what is your preference and modality. But what I will tell you is that having a private podcast feed is by far one of the simplest things that I've ever set up in my funnel life. So the platform that I use is Hello Audio. It is an affiliate link, but if you want to get a free trial, you can click the description box. It's super easy to use. So let's just say you have a video somewhere on your computer and it's of something that you want to offer your audience for free or paid, right? Hello Audio has a mechanism embedded. I am not a coder, but all you have to do is drag over the, let's just say MP4 video, and let's just say it's already edited. You don't need to make any edits, right? You just want to make it raw. You can actually drop the video into the server and it will convert it into audio for you. Now keep in mind, you can't edit it. It's not like a GarageBand or any type of other podcasting feature. It's just for you to upload it. But some of the things that I like about this platform is that it helps you build your email list. It does have integrations, like we use ConvertKit. I'll link that below too for email marketing. But it talks to ConvertKit so that when someone signs up for something, it automatically tags them in my email marketing system. If I want to email them after they've had the experience, I can do that in my email marketing system. If I want to offer them something else aligned with what they listen to, I can offer it clearly in the podcast show notes, but I can also offer it in my email. What also I love is that you can choose, similar to a course, of how you want the information to be delivered. So you can choose for, let's just say if I'm doing a boot camp, I may say I want people to have the ability to binge listen, but I'm just going to encourage them to listen to it in order, because I want people who are ready to buy. I don't want to say, oh, you got to wait like a week until all the audios become available. No, right? But then there are some things that I may say, I'm going to schedule them out. They're going to be date based, like you schedule a podcast episode to drop. Maybe you monetize it before you make it. You have an idea for something, but you're beta testing it. So you're going to make it as you go. So maybe you schedule them or you just click publish. I would acknowledge that scheduling is a lot better, because what if you record it late at night and you're ready to publish it, but when you publish it, you can turn on a button that says notify everybody that there's a new podcast episode available. Like it has all of that built inside. And you don't want to be sending somebody a notification at 10 o'clock at night, okay? Because by the time they wake up, it's going to be buried at the bottom of their email list, okay? So those are some perks in terms of integration. Also with the setup outside of schedule and drip and publish is you can drip it. So you can say, I have one feed that's dripped for one of our programs because it's walking them through an 8 to 12 week process for their private practice. And I timed it with approximately, but it's self-paced, of course, when someone will be going through the different modules. But I tell them in the episode, if you're not there yet, that's fine. Just click pause and come back here. But you're going to continue to get an alert when these episodes are available. So you can also drip it where you can spread it out and then you can deem when they get access. Another feature, you can cut off access. You can say, you're going to get access to this bootcamp experience or replay for free for only the next 30 days. So everybody who signs up, the 30 days will start clicking once they get it. This is the power of automation. There are so many things in Hello Audio. So also let me know if you would like in the description box for me to show you or maybe do a tutorial of the platform. I mean, these are things that geek me out, but if no one is interested in it, I'm definitely not going to sit down and record or do a live stream on a system if you're not interested. But I just wanted to share the possibilities merged with private practice or digital products with a private podcast. Now, other perks clearly of this platform, you can, depending on your plan, because they have 3 different plans, you can have access to a actual public podcast as well. So I have a public podcast. It used to be another platform, but they allow me to do like ads, which are like, I can do a voice recording to give you an announcement before you hear all of my podcast episodes. I mean, it really depends on what your preferences are, but I've been on like 4 different podcast platforms, and I've realized over time that my podcast is really clearly about the journey of me in business. So I don't need a lot of the technicalities. I just need my ability to add an ad, to be my own sponsor for my podcast episodes, and the ability to schedule my episodes. That's it, right? I like the stuff that I used to do. I'm no longer interested in doing anymore on podcasts. So again, the power of private podcast feed is that you could have things that warm your audience up. And again, there are a ton of different ways that you can use it for free lead generation, nurturing your current audience or clients, and then it also being a paid product. And they have a processor through Stripe and through PayPal, so you can set it up as a membership. You can make it, you know, instead of going through these Instagram subscriptions, like no shade, you can say, you know what, but you got to market it, you know. I'm going to create my own subscription, and it's going to be $4.99, you know, for me to do X, Y, and Z, but you get 100% of those profits outside of like the Stripe and PayPal fees, right? So again, if you want to check out a free trial of Hello Audio, go ahead and click the description box. If you want to check out email marketing and the power of email marketing, I'm also going to link up a video to share with you that I recorded most recently around the power of email marketing and nurture campaigns that led to my business generating $1.8 million in 18 months because of the power of follow-up via email. So I'll make sure to link up any resources that would help you further your digital product suite. Let me know if you have any questions. Let me know what was your best part about me sharing about Hello Audio, or just the possibility of something that can be more simple than a more complicated funnel per se. And I will see y'all in the next video. Fire me up. You just finished another epic episode of the Abundant Creator Podcast. Now, I would love to connect with you, so be sure to head down to the show notes for any additional abundant resources. And if you are looking for a new tribe of abundant creators like yourself, connect with me on Instagram at Dr. TK Site or YouTube at Dr. TK. Until the next episode, create and live abundantly.